And we are underway. Oh, Luca Marini, I tell you what, that looked really tight to being a jump start. And look at the people with the sun being kicked up off some of the bikes down there on the front row of the grid. Oh, there was a touch between Martin and Bagnaia in turn one. Di Gianantonio got a shocker off the line, but it's Marini leading from Marquez in second and Martin in third, Bagnaia fourth.
Yeah, Martin and Bagnaia side by side into turn one, neither of them letting off, and like you say, both riders collided. Luckily, both of them stayed on line, because if you get pushed onto the dirty part of the track, you can lose a lot of time.
Marquez made moves. He was the top non-Ducati on the grid. Oh, Martin's run wide and Bagnaia's going to come through, and Marquez on the inside. So already Marc Marquez is going to challenge Jorge Martin, and he does get through and up to fourth place. What happened there with Martin and Marquez? Oh, and that's a messy one.
Spargaro, he's down. I don't know who started it. What happened? There's a Yamaha down. If it's Frankie Morbidelli.
I tell you what, and Enea Bastianini is in the mix, and it is Frankie Morbidelli in the midst of it. Well, we'll comment on it when we see it. But if you miss practice, Aleix Spargaro and Frankie Morbidelli, it's been handbags at dawn. Aleix Spargaro's been trying to punch him. It's not Miguel Oliveira. Of course it's Miguel Oliveira in the midst of it all. And Frankie Morbidelli is on track and he's kept going. Right. So he's right at the back of the field. But Bastianini down, Espargaro down, and Miguel Oliveira, who is the skittle of the MotoGP paddock, has been bowled out again.
Yeah, what we miss, Martin's going to come back here on Marquez, but it's tight. Look, you can see the black part of the track is super grippy. The lighter shaded, browny, dirty, dusty looking part of the track is like sheet ice. And Jorge Martin went into turn 4 a little bit too fast, got on the dirty part of the track, and two riders were able to pass him.
Look how Marc Marquez was trying to get that Honda picked up, because he's losing out so much. Look at how Martin's going to breeze past him, but Bagnaia just pulled away down the straight as Luca Marini leads us. Alex Marquez a little bit on that brown line right there, and I thought Marc Marquez behind Martin might have had a lunge then, but he decides to sit in now behind Martin. Di Gianantonio, oh, that's a forceful move from Digi in turn 2. And he's going to go through. Oh, they're going to touch. I'm sure he touched the leg of Pecco Bagnaia on the inside. And as he does so, Fabio Di Gianantonio also is going to ride underneath, is he, on Pecco Bagnaia. But Bagnaia, just like in Malaysia, is brave as Alex Marquez takes over at the front. He's duking it out with Luca Marini.
You touched the leg, he touched his leg, shoulder, arm and helmet into that corner. It always gets tight if you make a pass into turn 10. Been delayed from Marquez. I mean, that's a pass, isn't it? I mean, knocked him clean off the track.
It's turning well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just went in a little bit earlier than Alex Marquez, who was had a better, just a late apex, didn't he, there? And look at what it's done for Alex Marquez here. Down towards turn 1, Alex Marquez toughing it out, and he's going to go through. He will. Yeah, that's the classic Qatar move, isn't it?
It so is. You go literally 1 meter wide and the grip level goes down a fraction, and then you become a passenger. It's all closing up, isn't it? Oh, here we go.
Martin. And at the moment, with Luca Marini on the soft tyre, I thought Martin was going to go, but Digi does go on his teammates.
Yeah. The fact that he's the only one in the top 10 on that soft front would lead me to believe it's the wrong choice.
Oh, it's not the wrong choice for Jorge Martin, though, as he takes over the lead in this race. And Digi now attacks Luca Marini. Digi has got the scent of a possible sprint race victory in his nostrils here. Maverick Viñales is all over the back of Pecco Bagnaia. So this last lap of the Qatar sprint race could be vital as regards the championship. We didn't think we'd be in this position where Jorge Martin was leading it, but with 1 lap to go, he is. Pecco Bagnaia is holding Maverick Viñales at bay. 3 seconds cover the 2 title rivals, and 5th place for Bagnaia. Do you know what? That would be one of his, more discreet sprint performances. He has had 13 sprint race podiums this year, more than anybody else. Digi, is there any way through from him? They pulled 2 seconds on Luca Marini in third. That shows the kind of pace they're setting here, and it bodes well for Sunday's Grand Prix.
Yeah, it does. And I tell you, Jorge Martin on this lap, just stretching it out ever so slightly.
Doing just enough as Gino Borsoi, nervous moments. He's able to smile to Nasser Al-Attiyah, the Dakar driver, 3-time Dakar winner. And look at this now from Martin. He's just doing enough here. On the curbs, through that little kink at turn 8. Then into 9, into 10 here. Just 6 more corners to go for Jorge Martin to wrap up an 8th sprint race win of the season. He is the sprint king.
That is a fact. He's so good at leading. Once he gets into that rhythm, he's almost untouchable, and that's what we actually saw in Malaysia. He looked shocked when he was behind riders. He looked uncomfortable. Obviously, there was all the boring talk about tyre pressures, but that was an issue. But yeah, thankfully at this track that is not the case, and what a ride this has been. Absolutely flawless.
1 more corner to go for Jorge Martin. He said coming into the weekend, no mistakes, and he looked like he was riding on edge, like he was not risking at all, but he has taken full risk here today under the floodlights of Qatar to take victory in the sprint race. Fabio Di Giannantonio takes his first sprint race podium of the year, and Pecco Bagnaia holds off Maverick Viñales for 5th place. And in the championship, that closes the gap between the title rivals. I am pleased to tell you all at home, the championship will go to the wire. It will go to Valencia as Daniele Romagnoli and the Pramac team celebrate down in the pits.